The story of Esther is one of the most renowned in the Bible. It's challenging to find someone unfamiliar with Esther, the Jewish orphan who, against all odds, rose from exile in Persia to become the wife of the world's most powerful emperor at the time. This narrative captivates many, not just for its historical intrigue, but also for Esther's pivotal role in God's plan to deliver his people from annihilation. During Esther's time, the Jewish people faced a grave threat, with the looming possibility of complete destruction. But how did all of this come to pass? How did a young Jewish peasant ascend to the position of queen in the vast Persian Empire, becoming the heroine of one of the Bible's most beloved stories? What significance does this biblical account hold for us today? And why is Esther not mentioned in any historical records from the Persian period, aside from the Bible? In this video, we will dive into the true story of Esther and explore the lessons we can draw from her life. To truly understand Esther's story, we must first grasp the historical backdrop in which it unfolded. When Jerusalem was conquered by King Nebuchadnezzar I, many citizens of the Kingdom of Judah were exiled to various parts of the Neo-Babylonian Empire. Among them was one of Esther's ancestors, who was taken as a prisoner to Babylon along with King Jehoiakim of Judah. However, not long after, Babylon also fell, succumbing to the Persian Median offensive, which established the vast Achaemenid Empire. The Persians had iconic leaders like Cyrus the Great, his grandson Darius I, and his great-grandson Xerxes I, known in the Bible as King Ahasuerus. Ahasuerus reigned over the Persians between 486 and 465 BC. During this period, the young Esther would have lived. Ahasuerus is portrayed by historians as a powerful and ruthless king. At that time, the Persian Empire stretched from India to Ethiopia, encompassing around 127 provinces according to biblical records. Some scholars estimate that the empire's population was approximately 100 million, with about 3 million being Jews. Esther's story took place in Susa, one of Persia's 3 capitals, serving as an administrative center and a royal winter residence. The narrative begins with King Ahasuerus gathering his nobles, military leaders, and provincial princes for a lavish display of his kingdom's immense wealth. For 180 days, he showcased the splendor of his empire. Afterward, he held a 7-day banquet for all the inhabitants of Susa. These banquets were a clear expression of Persian power and opulence, projecting the empire's grandeur. Some historians speculate that this event was linked to a meeting called by Ahasuerus in his 3rd year to discuss military campaigns against Greece. While the king was hosting his banquet, his wife, Queen Vashti, held a separate feast for the women in the royal palace. At one point, the king summoned Vashti, ordering her to appear before him wearing her royal crown so that everyone could admire her beauty. Vashti, however, refused. This likely indicated some form of dishonor attached to the request. Angered by her defiance, Ahasuerus stripped Vashti of her title as queen. Later, when his anger subsided and perhaps missing her, his advisors suggested a new queen be chosen from the kingdom's most beautiful virgins. One of these young women was a Jewish orphan named Hadassah, also known as Esther. Esther, raised by her cousin Mordecai, was of the tribe of Benjamin. Although she lived in a pagan society, her Jewish upbringing remained a strong influence. It's possible that the name Esther is derived from the word for star, though some scholars believe it might be connected to the goddess Ishtar, a Babylonian deity. Esther's beauty was so striking that she was chosen to present herself to the king after undergoing 12 months of beauty treatments. When Esther finally appeared before Ahasuerus, she found favor in his eyes, more than any other woman. The Bible states that the king loved Esther above all others, which resulted in her being crowned queen in Vashti's place. After her coronation, Esther played a crucial role in exposing a conspiracy against the king, discovered by her cousin Mordecai, which further solidified her position at court. Unexpectedly, the biblical narrative shifts focus to the promotion of Haman, the Agagite, an influential minister in the Persian Empire. Haman's lineage suggests he was a descendant of the Amalekites, ancient enemies of the Israelites. Elevated above all the princes, Haman demanded reverence from all royal servants, including Mordecai. However, Mordecai refused to bow, sparking a personal vendetta in Haman that quickly turned into a genocidal plot to destroy all the Jews in the empire. Haman manipulated Ahasuerus into issuing a decree to exterminate the Jewish people, offering a substantial sum of money as incentive. Mordecai, upon learning of the decree, urged Esther to intercede on behalf of her people. Yet approaching the king without being summoned could mean death. Mordecai pointed out that perhaps Esther had been placed in her position by divine providence to save her people. Esther, realizing the gravity of the situation, asked for a 3-day fast before risking her life by going to the king. 3 days later, Esther dressed in her royal attire and approached Ahasuerus, who extended his golden scepter, sparing her life. Esther, with remarkable wisdom, invited the king and Haman to a banquet. At this second banquet, Esther revealed her Jewish identity and exposed Haman's plot to annihilate her people. Enraged, Ahasuerus ordered Haman's execution on the very gallows he had prepared for Mordecai. Though the original decree couldn't be revoked, Esther managed to have a new decree issued, granting the Jews the right to defend themselves, leading to their enemies' defeat. Esther's story highlights the hidden hand of God at work, even when he seems silent. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave a like to support us.